I have seen it. It was very, very good. I was impressed.
It certainly is a challenge to do something like that, isn't it?
Yes, I'm sure you guys learned that, definitely.
What were you sort of looking for when you were looking at our lip dub?
I was curious to see if there were any like very noticeable off lip syncing or anything like that. I was curious because that definitely can happen on a video shoot, but I didn't really see any major issues with anything really, so I was very impressed.
The pressure is on because you're limited with time with this. As you will know from Grand Rapids, is that we closed roads, we had to change certain things, and of course, after a certain time, in our case, 9 o'clock in the morning, the city needed to come to life for a normal working day. Was that the same for you?
Well, we did it on the weekend, so we didn't really have the usual business difficulties. But yes, for sure, the city government was very keen on reopening the streets and such as quickly as possible. So it really did feel like the clock was ticking.
And did you find that in rehearsals, things were very different to when you actually got out on location, sort of timing wise?
Um, Maybe a little bit, but we had previously practiced full dry runs with all the people participating, not minus the crowds, but with the actors and some minor small groups. So a little bit, I would say, but we tried to practice as close as we could to the real thing.
And then how did you go about promoting it? Because, of course, we've had, I think, we're around 80,000 viewings of ours. I know yours is up in the
Wow.
millions, but I mean, in less than a week, we're quite pleased with that.
Yeah, that's I mean, yeah, it's an amazing video. I'm not surprised. For getting people to attend it, I would say we just made sure all the people that were starring in the video were like local celebrities, quote unquote. So people from the news stations or the mayor, etc. People who could also promote it and would because they were, in the video.
Did you do a big screening of it? We had one last week.
We did, yeah. We showed it in a movie theater prior to the release of it to raise some funds to help pay for it.
And that's part of it as well, isn't it? It's getting the local communities involved, and I think this was what we've said about it, that there's no other time that 40 or 50 very diverse groups of people would get together.
Right. Yeah, it's definitely a project that requires you to be very inclusive and just get as many people from as many different backgrounds together as possible.
Now, just remind us how long ago it was you actually filmed Grand Rapids.
Filming was May 2011, so end of May 2011, so that would be about 2 years ago, 2 years and a couple months.
And just tell us how the viewing pattern has developed. Was it initially a lot of hits on it and it's gradually picked up, or what's happened?
Yes, it's kind of like as if you were climbing up a plateau in the real world. So you get a ton of views at the start, and then it does plateau out. But it does continue to tick up. Like, for example, in the past year or so, it's probably gone up another million views. Just slowly, maybe a couple thousand people view it a day or whatever the math would work out to be. So it does continue to grow and grow and grow, which is something that a lot of times we forget. We're so focused on the initial hit of attention that, we come back to it a year or two later and we're like, wow, it's already gone up another, 100,000 or million or whatever it is.
Well, it must have gone up a lot because we've been saying if you want to get an idea of lip dub, look at the Grand Rapids one. So hopefully we've boosted your numbers as well.
Hey, that would be great. And absolutely. And I hope I helped with your numbers as well. I tried to promote the video on my Facebook and Twitter and stuff because I just loved it.
And the whole thing about lip dub, it's difficult to start with to explain to people what it is, isn't it?
Right. It's definitely, it helps to just show people. I've definitely learned that.
And what do you think is going to happen with lip dub? What will it do for Lincoln?
That's a good question. I mean, the purpose of my video was to show people, hey, you want to know what Grand Rapids like? Just watch this video. And I think, with the video you guys made, I think there's an opportunity to give people the same kind of experience and say, hey, you want to know what Lincoln's like? Just watch this video they made.
Has it made you want to come and visit?
Definitely has, and I would kill and would love to come visit. I sometimes do speaking gigs and stuff like that, and would kill to be out there or something like that.
And what do you think we can do to build on this now? We've got this fantastic video. What do we need to do now?
I think just continue to have the citizens support and promote it. It really, I mean, for us was a pretty groundswell movement where a lot of people, like all the citizens of Grand Rapids, were posting the video, and that's really what made it get a lot of attention. So, really encouraging people to post the video and get all the citizens to post would be a huge help.
And I've noticed several universities and colleges jumping on this and doing their own lip dubs. Have other towns and cities in America done the same sort of thing or not?
Yes, yeah, it definitely is a popular style to do something like that. College campuses, they do it very easily because it's just a bunch of kids sitting around and no streets to close or anything like that. So definitely the colleges.
Yeah, and but you could appreciate the challenge of trying to shut off Lincoln City Centre for several hours on a Saturday morning.
Yes, I'm sure there's a lot of convincing and meetings to help put that together. It's a lot of work that people don't realize. I'm sure you guys did a lot.